Hi friends, it's Roz Reads. We're reading several Robert Munsch books today. The Paper Bag Princess will be the first book we read, and this book is by Robert Munsch, art by Michael Marchenko. And Robert Munsch is a Canadian author, so I grew up listening to him when I was a kid, and now my child enjoys his books. Elizabeth was a beautiful princess. She lived in a castle and had expensive princess clothes. She was going to marry a prince named Ronald. Unfortunately, a dragon smashed her castle, burned all her clothes with his fiery breath, and carried off Prince Ronald. Elizabeth decided to chase the dragon and get Ronald back. She looked everywhere for something to wear, but the only thing she could find that was not burnt was a paper bag. So she put on the paper bag and followed the dragon. He was easy to follow because he left a trail of burnt forests and horses' bones. Finally, Elizabeth came to a cave with a large door that had a huge knocker on it. She took hold of the knocker and banged on the door. The dragon stuck his nose out of the door and said, "Well, a princess. I love to eat princesses, but I have already eaten a whole castle today. I am a very busy dragon. Come back tomorrow." He slammed the door so fast that Elizabeth almost got her nose caught. Elizabeth grabbed the knocker and banged on the door again. The dragon stuck his nose out of the door and said, "Go away. I love to eat princesses, but I have already eaten a whole castle today. I am a very busy dragon. Come back tomorrow." "Wait!" shouted Elizabeth. "Is it true that you are the smartest and fiercest dragon in the whole world?" "Yes," said the dragon. "Is it true," said Elizabeth, "that you can burn up 10 forests with your fiery breath?" "Oh, yes," said the dragon, and he took a huge deep breath and breathed out so much fire that he burnt up 50 forests. "Fantastic," said Elizabeth, and the dragon took another huge breath and breathed out so much fire that he burnt up 100 forests. "Magnificent," said Elizabeth, and the dragon took another huge breath, but this time nothing came out. The dragon didn't even have enough fire left to cook a meatball. Elizabeth said, "Dragon, is it true that you can fly around the world in just 10 seconds?" "Why, yes," said the dragon, and jumped up and flew all the way around the world in just 10 seconds. He was very tired when he got back, but Elizabeth shouted, "Fantastic! Do it again!" So the dragon jumped up and flew around the whole world in just 20 seconds. When he got back, he was too tired to talk, and he lay down and went straight to sleep. Elizabeth walked right over to the dragon and opened the door to the cave. There was Prince Ronald. He looked at her and said, "Elizabeth, you are a mess. You smell like ashes, your hair is all tangled, and you are wearing a dirty old paper bag. Come back when you are dressed like a real princess." "Ronald," said Elizabeth, "your clothes are really pretty and your hair is very neat. You look like a real prince, but you are a bum." They didn't get married after all. The end. So that is the end of this book, and we are moving on to our next Robert Munsch book. This book is called Pigs by Robert Munsch, art by Michael Marchenko. Megan's father asked her to feed the pigs on her way to school. He said, "Megan, please feed the pigs, but don't open the gate. Pigs are smarter than you think. Don't open the gate." "Right," said Megan. "I will not open the gate. Not me. No, sir. No, 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 no." So Megan went to the pig pen. She looked at the pigs. The pigs looked at Megan. Megan said, "These are the dumbest looking animals I have ever seen. They stand there like lumps on a bump. They wouldn't do anything if I did open the gate." So Megan opened the gate just a little bit. The pigs stood there and looked at Megan. They didn't do anything. Megan said, "These are the dumbest looking animals I have ever seen. They stand there like lumps on a bump. They wouldn't even go out the door if the house was on fire." So Megan opened the gate a little bit more. The pigs stood there and looked at Megan. They didn't do anything. Then Megan yelled, "Hey, you dumb pigs!" The pigs jumped up and ran right over Megan. Whap, 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 and out the gate. When Megan got up, she couldn't see the pigs anywhere. She said, "Uh-oh, I am in bad trouble. Maybe pigs are not so dumb after all." Then she went to tell her father the bad news. When she got to the house, Megan heard a noise coming from the kitchen. It went, "Oink, oink, oink." "That doesn't sound like my mother. That doesn't sound like my father. That sounds like pigs." She looked in the window. There was her father sitting at the breakfast table. A pig was drinking his coffee. A pig was eating his newspaper. And a pig was peeing on his shoe. "Megan!" yelled her father. "You open the gate! Get these pigs out of here!" Megan opened the front door a little bit. The pigs stood and looked at Megan. Finally, Megan opened the front door all the way and yelled, "Hey, you dumb pigs!" The pigs jumped up and ran right over Megan. Whap, 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 and out the door. Megan ran outside, chased all the pigs into the pig pen, and shut the gate. Then she looked at the pigs and said, "You are still dumb, like lumps on a bump." Then she ran off to school. Just as she was about to open the front door, she heard a sound. Oink, oink, oink. She said, "That doesn't sound like my teacher. That doesn't sound like the principal. That sounds like pigs." Megan looked in the principal's window. There was a pig drinking the principal's coffee. A pig was eating the principal's newspaper. And a pig was peeing on the principal's shoe. The principal yelled, "Megan! Get these pigs out of here!" Megan opened the front door of the school a little bit. The pigs didn't do anything. She opened the door a little bit more. The pigs still didn't do anything. She opened the door all the way and yelled, "Hey, you dumb pigs!" The pigs jumped up and ran right over Megan. Whap, 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 and out the door. Megan went into the school. She sat down at her desk and said, "That's that. I finally got rid of all the pigs." Then she heard a noise. Oink, oink, oink. Megan opened her desk and there was a new baby pig. The teacher said, "Megan, get that dumb pig out of here." Megan said, Dumb? Whoever said pigs were dumb? Pigs are smart. I'm going to keep it for a pet. At the end of the day, the school bus finally came. Megan walked up to the door, then heard something say, "Oink, oink, oink." Megan said, "That doesn't sound like the bus driver. That sounds like a pig." She climbed up the stairs and looked in the bus. There was a pig driving the bus, pigs eating the seats, and pigs lying in the aisle. A pig shut the door and drove the bus down the road. It drove the bus all the way to Megan's farm, through the barnyard, and right into the pig pen. Megan got out of the bus, walked across the barnyard, and marched into the kitchen. She said, "The pigs are all back in the pig pen. They came back by themselves. Pigs are smarter than you think." And Megan never let out any more animals. At least, not any more pigs. So that is the end of this book, Pigs. And if you haven't already, please like this video. Please share it with your friends. Please subscribe to our channel. Share, like. If you want to email me, rozreads1@gmail.com to say hi. All right, we're moving on to our next book. It's called Moira's Birthday by Robert Munsch, art by Michael Marchenko. One day, Moira went to her mother and said, "For my birthday, I want to invite grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, and kindergarten." Her mother said, "Are you crazy? That's too many kids." So Moira went to her father and said, "For my birthday, I want to invite grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, and kindergarten." Her father said, "Are you crazy? That's too many kids. For your birthday, you can invite 6 kids, just 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and no kindergarten." So Moira went to school and invited 6 kids, but a friend who had not been invited came up and said, "Oh, Moira, couldn't I please, please, please come to your birthday party?" Moira said, Okay." By the end of the day, Moira had invited grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, and kindergarten. But she didn't tell her mother and father. She was afraid they might get upset. On the day of the party, someone knocked at the door. Rap, 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 rap. Moira opened it up and saw 6 kids. Her father said, "That's it, 6 kids. Now we can start the party." Moira said, "Well, let's just wait 1 minute." So they waited 1 minute and something knocked on the door like this. Bam, 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 bam. The father and the mother opened the door and they saw grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, and kindergarten. The kids ran in right over the father and mother. When the father and the mother got up off the floor, they saw kids in the basement, kids in the living room, kids in the kitchen, kids in the bedrooms, kids in the bathroom, and kids on the roof. They said, "Moira, how are we going to feed all these kids?" Moira said, "Don't worry. I know what to do. She went to the telephone and called a place that made pizzas. She said, "To my house, please send 200 pizzas." The lady at the restaurant yelled, 200 pizzas? Are you crazy? 200 pizzas is too many pizzas. Well, that is what I want, said Moira. We'll send 10, said the lady. Just 10. 10 is all we can send right now. Then she hung up. Then Moira called a bakery. She said, "To my house, please send 200 birthday cakes." The man at the bakery yelled, 200 birthday cakes? Are you crazy? That is too many birthday cakes. Well, that is what I want, said Moira. We'll send 10, said the man. Just 10. 10 is all we can send right now. Then he hung up. So a great big truck came and poured just 10 pizzas into Moira's front yard. Another truck came and poured just 10 birthday cakes into Moira's front yard. The kids looked at the pile of stuff and they all yelled, "Food!" They opened their mouths as wide as they could and ate up all the pizzas and all the birthday cakes in just 5 seconds. Then they all yelled, "More food!" "Uh-oh," said the mother. "We need lots more food or there's not going to be a party at all. Who can get us more food fast?" The 200 kids yelled, "We will!" and ran out the door. Moira waited for 1 hour, 2 hours, and 3 hours. "They're not coming back," said the mother. "They're not coming back," said the father. "Wait and see," said Moira. Then something knocked at the door like this. Bam, 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 bam! The mother and father opened it up, and the 200 kids ran in carrying all sorts of food. There was fried goat, rolled oats, burnt toast, and artichokes. Old cheese, baked fleas, boiled bats, and beans. There was eggnog, pork sog, simmered soup, and hot dogs. Jam jars, dinosaurs, chocolate bars, and stew. The 200 kids ate the food in just 10 minutes. When they finished eating, everyone gave Moira their presents. Moira looked around and saw presents in the bedrooms, presents in the bathroom, and presents on the roof. "Uh-oh," said Moira. "The whole house is full of presents. Even I can't use that many presents." "And who," asked the father, "is going to clean up the mess?" "I have an idea," said Moira, and she yelled, "Anybody who helps to clean up gets to take home a present." The 200 kids cleaned up the house in just 5 minutes. Then each kid took a present and went out the door. "Whew," said the mother. "I am glad that's over." "Whew," said the father. "I'm glad that's over." "Uh-oh," said Moira. "I think I hear a truck." A great big dump truck came and poured 190 pizzas into Moira's front yard. The driver said, "Here's the rest of your pizzas." Then another dump truck came and poured 190 birthday cakes into Moira's front yard. The driver said, "Here's the rest of your birthday cakes." "How," said the father, "are we going to get rid of all this food?" "That's easy," said Moira. "We'll just have to do it again tomorrow and have another birthday party. Let's invite grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4, grade 5, grade 6, and kindergarten." The end. That was Moira's birthday party. All right, this next one is called Moose by Robert Munsch. Art by Michael Marchenko again. This is one of my daughter's favorites. One Saturday morning, Luke woke up very, very early. He got dressed, ate a bowl of cereal, and went outside. There, standing by his treehouse, was a large, enormous moose. Luke looked at it and yelled, "Moose!" Then he ran around the yard 3 times and went inside to wake up his father. His father was asleep like this. He had been on the computer till 3 in the morning. Luke said very quietly, "Daddy." He didn't wake up. Luke said a little louder, "Daddy." He didn't wake up. Luke said a little louder, "Daddy!" He still didn't wake up. Luke yelled as loud as he could, "Daddy!" He still didn't wake up, so Luke grabbed a pillow and whapped him on the head. His father jumped out of bed and yelled, "What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter?" "Out by my treehouse," said Luke, "is a large, enormous moose." "That is crazy," said his father. "There is no moose out by your treehouse. Moose do not come anywhere near the farm." Still, he decided to go see what was going on. He got dressed, opened the back door, stepped outside, rubbed his eyes, opened them up, and yelled, "Moose!" That frightened the moose, and it jumped right up in the air and came down on him. Luke's father said, "Cack!" Luke said, "Daddy?" Luke decided to go get his mother. His mother was asleep like this. She had been watching TV till 3 in the morning. Luke said very quietly, "Mommy." She didn't wake up. Luke said a little louder, "Mommy." She still didn't wake up. Luke yelled as loud as he could, "Mommy!" She still didn't wake up, so Luke took off his hat and whapped her on the head. His mother jumped out of bed and said, "What's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter?" "Out by my treehouse," said Luke, "is a large, enormous moose." "Don't be ridiculous," said his mother. "There are no moose in our backyard. Moose do not come anywhere near the farm." Still, she decided to go see what was going on. She got dressed, opened the back door, stepped outside, rubbed her eyes, opened them up, and yelled, "Moose!" That frightened the moose, and it jumped right up in the air and came down on her. Luke's mother said, "Cack!" Luke said, "Mommy!" Luke wanted to get the moose off his mother. He sat down and thought for a while, and then he got an idea. He ran into the kitchen, opened the refrigerator, and got out 3 big orange carrots. He held them out the door and said, "Here, Moosey, Moosey, Moosey." The moose came over and smelled one carrot. Sniff, sniff, sniff. It ate the carrot. Crunch! Luke said, "I think I like this moose." The moose smelled another carrot. Sniff, sniff, sniff. The moose ate the carrot. Crunch! Luke said, "I want to keep him for a pet." The moose smelled another carrot. Sniff, sniff, sniff. The moose ate the carrot. Crunch! Luke said, "He can live in my treehouse." Just then his mother lifted her head and said, "Luke, get me a broom." "Do you mean a little broom for shooing away birdies?" said Luke. "No," said his mother. "Do you mean a medium-sized broom for shooing away bunny rabbits?" said Luke. "No," said his mother. "You don't mean a large, enormous broom for shooing away cute moosies?" said Luke. "Yes," said his mother. So Luke got the large, enormous broom for shooing away cute moosies and gave it to his mom. First, Luke's mother chased the moose around the yard. Then the moose chased Luke's mother around the yard. The moose ate the broom. "This is not working," said Luke. "Luke," said his father, "get me a hose." "Do you mean a little hose for chasing away birdies?" said Luke. "No," said his father. "Do you mean a medium-sized hose for chasing away bunny rabbits?" said Luke. "No," said his father. "You don't mean a large, enormous hose for chasing away cute moosies?" said Luke. "Yes," said his father. So Luke got the large, enormous hose for chasing away cute moosies and gave it to his father. First, Luke's father chased the moose around the yard. Then the moose chased Luke's father around the yard. Then the moose took the hose and had a wonderful bath. "This is not working," said Luke. Then Luke's 3 sisters came out of the house. Each one was holding a large, enormous squirt gun for squirting cute moosies. "That will not work," said Luke. "Moosies like water." "Yes, it will work," said his sisters. "Watch." They walked into the middle of the yard and yelled, "Hey, Moosie!" The moose turned around, saw the squirt guns, and yelled, "Hunters!" "That works," said Luke. The moose ran into the kitchen, took some carrots out of the refrigerator, ran out the front door, and did not come back. "See," said Luke's sisters. Then they squirted Luke. "Skronk, skronk, skronk," and went back inside. Luke said, "That was a cute moose. It can still live in my treehouse." And he took the rest of the carrots out of the refrigerator and ran after it. The end. So that was Moose by Robert Munsch. All right, friends. Okay, we're going to do this one. It's one of my favorites. Thomas's Snowsuit. Robert Munsch, art by Michael Marchenko. One day, Thomas's mother brought him a nice new brown snowsuit. When Thomas saw the snowsuit, he said, "That is the ugliest thing I have ever seen in my life." "If you think I'm going to wear that ugly snowsuit, you are crazy," Thomas's mother said. "We will see about that." The next day, when it was time to go to school, the mother said, "Thomas, please put on your snowsuit." And Thomas said, "No." His mother jumped up and down and said, "Thomas, put on that snowsuit." Thomas said, "No." So Thomas's mother picked up Thomas in one hand, picked up the snowsuit in the other hand, She tried to stick them together. They had an enormous fight, and when it was all done, Thomas was in his snowsuit. Thomas went off to school and hung up his snowsuit. When it was time to go outside, all the other kids jumped into their snowsuits and ran out the door. But not Thomas. The teacher looked at Thomas and said, "Thomas, please put on your snowsuit." Thomas said, "No." The teacher jumped up and down and said, "Thomas, put on that snowsuit." Thomas said, "No." So the teacher picked up Thomas in one hand, picked up the snowsuit in the other hand, and she tried to stick them together. They had an enormous fight, and when they were done, the teacher was wearing Thomas's snowsuit, and Thomas was wearing the teacher's dress. When the teacher saw what she was wearing, she picked up Thomas in one hand and tried to get him back into his snowsuit. They had an enormous fight. When they were done, the snowsuit and the dress were tied into a great big knot on the floor, and Thomas and the teacher were in their underclothes. Just then the door opened, and in walked the principal. The teacher said, "It's Thomas! He won't put on his snowsuit!" Principal gave his very best principal look and said, "Thomas, put on your snowsuit." And Thomas said, "No." So the principal picked up Thomas in one hand and he picked up the teacher in the other hand and he tried to get them back into their clothes. When he was done, the principal was wearing the teacher's dress, the teacher was wearing the principal's suit, and Thomas was still in his underwear. Then from far out in the playground, someone yelled, "Thomas, come and play!" Thomas ran across the room, jumped into his snowsuit, got his boots on in 2 seconds, and ran out the door. The principal looked at the teacher and said, "Hey, you have on my suit. Take it off right now." The teacher said, "Oh no, you have on my dress. You take off my dress first." Well, they argued and argued and argued, but neither wanted to change first. Finally, Thomas came in from recess. He looked at the principal and he looked at the teacher. Thomas picked up the principal in one hand. He picked up the teacher in the other hand. They had an enormous fight, and Thomas got everybody back into their clothes. The next day, the principal quit his job and moved to Arizona, where nobody ever wears a snowsuit. That was Thomas's snowsuit. And we're going to read one more for our Robert Munsch series. This one is called So Much Snow by Robert Munsch, art by Michael Marchenko. "A blizzard, a blizzard, a blizzard," said Jasmine's mother. "Maybe you should not go to school today." "There is no snow now," said Jasmine. "And besides, I like snow. I want to go to school. It's pizza day." "Dress really warm," said her mother. So Jasmine dressed really warm. Right away it started to snow very hard. Jasmine sang, "Neat, neat, snowy feet, can't be beat. Neat, neat, snowy feet, can't be beat. Winter time is fun." Jasmine walked down the road toward the school. By the time she got to the corner, the snow was up to her knees. Jasmine sang, "Gee, gee, frozen knees, boots are filling up on me. Gee, frozen knees, boots are filling up on me. Winter time is fun. Jasmine walked and walked and walked, and soon the snow was up to her bum. Jasmine sang, "Poor bum, frozen numb, snow so deep I can't run. Poor bum, frozen numb, snow so deep I can't run. Winter time is fun." Jasmine walked and walked and walked. She could see the school, but the snow was up to her nose. Jasmine sang, "Oh no, it's at my nose. What if the whole world froze? Oh no, it's at my nose. What if the whole world froze? Winter time is fun." Jasmine stopped walking, and the snow kept coming down, and soon only the top of her hat was above the snow. Jasmine sang, "Oh, dread over my head, I wish I was home in bed. Oh, dread over my head, I wish I was home in bed. Winter time's no fun." She stood there singing for a long time. Finally, the school caretaker came stomping through the snow on a pair of snowshoes. He pulled up Jasmine by her hat and yelled, "Ah! Frozen kid!" Then he went stomping back through the blizzard, pulling Jasmine behind him. "Where are we going?" said Jasmine. "I'm taking you to the nurse's office," said the caretaker. "We will get you warmed up, and if you are okay, I will take you to your classroom." So he took Jasmine inside to the nurse's office and dropped her onto a chair. The vice principal came in and said, "You're frozen stiff. Let's get you warmed up. Here are some nice blankets." She wrapped Jasmine in 10 layers of blankets, but Jasmine did not unfreeze. The school secretary came in and said, "You're frozen stiff. Let's get you warmed up. I will go get you a nice cup of hot chocolate." She poured the hot chocolate into Jasmine's mouth. "Yum," said Jasmine, but she did not unfreeze. Finally, the caretaker came back. He took one look at Jasmine and said, "You're still frozen? Let me see what I can do." He got a huge duster and tickled Jasmine under the chin. Jasmine started to laugh, and crack! The ice shattered into a million pieces. So the caretaker took her to her class. On the way there, they went past the principal's office. "Hey," said the principal, "what are you two doing here? There's a blizzard outside and it's not going to stop, so we are having a snow day. Everyone has to go home." "Wait a minute," said Jasmine. "It's pizza day." So they all went out for lunch, and Jasmine sang, "Snowing a little or snowing a lot, winter's okay when you've got help to get you through bad spots. Winter time is fun." The end. So that was So Much Snow by Robert Munsch and Michael Marchenko. Thank you so much for reading with us today. That was our Robert Munsch series. If you haven't, please subscribe to Roz Reads for more great books. Thanks for listening. Bye.